It's a normal sight when a football player breaks down on the field or even in front of the media. After all, these rich athletes are only human and can't help giving into their emotions. A similar episode happened to Brazil international Neymar Jr. a few days ago during a 4-0 clobbering of Peru in a Copa America encounter. Why did Neymar break down in tears? We're going to talk about this and more in just a moment. Chelsea fans think that Erling Holland is their player, but the Blues have already started working on a plan B. Meanwhile, Holland has a total agreement with a club which we believed didn't have the finances to make such a move. So, you know the drill everyone, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications and spread the word about a YouTube channel that never disappoints. Chelsea set for plan B. Okay, so the thing about Chelsea is that they seem to have an infinite source of wealth these days. Last summer, Roman Abramovich helped Frank Lampard splurge crazy amounts of money on new acquisitions. Lamps was fired, but Thomas Tuchel made sure that the Russian owner's money was well spent. The Londoners won the Champions League, and now the German tactician will be given serious backing by his billionaire boss. Initially, it was reported that Chelsea are one of Erling Haaland's favoured destinations. The club's European conquest does make them a great prospect, but it appears that Tuchel's side might not get their hands on the most coveted striker in football at the moment. It's now being claimed that the Blues have already set their sights on Spain international Gerard Moreno. The Villarreal man recently guided his team to a Europa League title and has all the necessary tools to make it big in the Premier League. The striker isn't going to cost a fortune either, so don't be surprised if Chelsea end up showing more prudence in the striking department this summer. Holland close to sunny Spain? Okay, so we thought that Real Madrid didn't have a bag of gold lying around somewhere. While it still might be true, it doesn't mean that Los Blancos can't arrange for some emergency cash if it can help them land one of the most gifted players on the planet. According to Alfredo Pedula, Erling Haaland already has a total agreement with the Spanish outfit. The players' camp is happy with what Madrid have to offer, and all that remains now is the small task of convincing Borussia Dortmund into letting go of the man who single-handedly helped them to a top 4 finish in the Bundesliga last season. We think that Holland will leave the Signal Iduna Park one day, but it appears that the move might not happen this summer. Gunners make move for new striker? Apparently, Arsenal are eager to bring in a big-name striker for next season. The Gunners are reportedly eager to uproot Dominic Calvert-Lewin from Goodison Park. The Everton man was in inspired form last season and is seen as a perfect replacement for Alexandre Lacazette, whose future at the club remains shrouded in mystery. But will the young striker want to make a move to a side that is no longer the giant that it used to be? Mourinho to get his main man. It remains to be seen if Roma will become a force in Italian football now that Jose Mourinho is at the helm. The Portuguese tactician is still one of the best out there and could guide the capital club to something nice by next year. And in order to do that, the special one will need a special frontman. Calcio Mercato claims that Torino's Andrea Bellotti is going to be available for a bargain price of €34 million. The 27-year-old has been in top form for a number of years and deserves a bigger move. Maybe he is the man that Roma need to finally start putting in consistent displays and fight for titles. Why did Neymar cry? Normally when Neymar cries, it's when a defender breathes too closely on his neck. Next thing you see, the Brazilian will be rolling all over the pitch, writhing and screaming in agony as if he's been hit with a rocket. But sometimes when he cries, it isn't because of a tackle or a tackle that never was. A few days ago, Neymar helped the Seleção secure a 4-0 win over Peru in the Copa America, and in doing so, he got closer to breaking Pele's record of 77 goals for the national side. The Paris Saint-Germain forward currently has 68 goals to his name and is likely to break the legendary forward's record in the coming days. However, rather than being boastful, Neymar was actually in tears. Why wouldn't you well up when you're this close to matching the exploits of one of the greatest players that the game has ever seen? Following the encounter, Neymar had this to say: "It's moving for me to get closer to Pele's record. I've been through a lot these last 2 years," Neymar said. "These goal numbers are nothing more than my joy of playing for Brazil, representing my country, my family. We're all going through a very atypical moment, a very hard moment in Brazil and elsewhere. To be a role model for someone, to make people happy, it gives me joy. I love the story that I'm writing here. I want my family and friends to be proud. I hope everyone who loves this game are proud of me, because these numbers don't really mean anything, only the pride of representing Brazil. One of Neymar's biggest disappointments for the national side was when he missed out on the previous Copa America's triumphant run due to injury. But this year, we have witnessed the rise of a hungrier Neymar who wants to lead by example. Since his return, he has scored 7 goals and provided 6 assists in as many games for his team. Brazil have won all of their last 11 games. A time will come when this run will end, but Neymar is all set to guide his team to glory again and make history while he's at it. He might not be the national side's permanent captain, but he is their best player on and off the pitch, and is a creative genius who raises his game when it's needed the most. Will Neymar make a legacy? However, even when Neymar manages to surpass Pele's record, you have to wonder if that'll be enough for him to have an ultimate legacy for his national team. Pele dominated the game unlike any other player for 3 decades. He played a crucial role in leading his team to 3 World Cup titles. When Neymar first burst onto the scene as a supremely talented teenager, he was quickly branded as the heir apparent to the great Pele. It wasn't the first time a young talent had to live with that kind of billing. All of them had faded away, and only Neymar has so far managed to survive the burden and hasn't crumbled under it. Winning 1 Copa America title would not even bring Neymar close to Pele, but it is a start. This is a player whose every move has been documented ever since he was a precocious talent at Santos. Unlike Pele though, Neymar never really had the luxury of taking comfort in the knowledge that he had teammates such as Garrincha, Socrates, Zito, Vava or Amarildo to share his burden. In Neymar's absence, Brazil had a nightmare outing at the Maracana and lost the World Cup semi-final 7-1 to Germany. In 2018, it was Belgium's Thibaut Courtois who denied him again and again. While most of us would keep saying that Neymar has a lot more to prove in order to be measured with someone like Pele, Auré has a more kind view of things. Pele absolutely loves watching his heir apparent play the game, and was over the moon after it became clear that his long-standing record would be vanquished by a player who has survived comparisons with him. I, like all Brazilians, am always happy when I see him playing soccer. Today, he took another step towards my goal-scoring record for the Seleção, and I'm rooting for him to get there, with the same joy I've had since I saw him play for the first time. Pele's record has withstood the test of time since 1971. During that time, the likes of Ronaldo, Kaká, Bebeto, and others were expected to surpass it. It's taken half a century for someone to finally break it. Neymar might not be able to reach the mark at the Copa this time around, but chances are that he'll be arriving at Qatar 2022 as Brazil's top scorer. And if he continues performing the way he has for the Seleção, he might even help them win the tournament. At present, Neymar only has a 2013 Confederations Cup trophy and Olympic gold to show for his efforts for the national side. This could be about to change later this month. However, Qatar 2022 is going to be the bigger prize. Even though Pele himself maintains that Neymar is a legend in his own right, a triumphant World Cup would put to bed some of the suggestions that the PSG forward doesn't deserve to be mentioned in the same sentence as the man who single-handedly shaped Brazil's football history during the 50s, 60s and 70s.